How you going, man?
Good, how are you?
Not bad.
You a debt collector?
It's correct.
How much debt do you own?
Right now, $3.3 billion in debt around the country is owed to me personally.
Let's talk about that inside.
Let's do it. I grew up in the projects around the Boston area, ended up going to prison for 10 years. Armed robbery, some other things. When I got out, I got a job at a collection agency. A year later, I opened my own company. Over the last 18 years, I've made about $10 million doing this.
Debt collectors are scary. So what do you do if one of them calls you? I asked Jessica Brooks, a credit expert from the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs.
Their only job is to get you to pay as much money as quickly as possible, and usually scare tactics are the best way for them to do that, so just try and keep your calm. Don't assume that it's actually you that they're looking for. Don't agree that you owe the money, don't agree that you think you might owe the money, don't acknowledge ever even hearing about the debt. Confirm your identity, confirm your address, and say, send me a bill in writing.
Is it advised to hand over your social security number?
No, you make them tell you what they have on their end, and then you confirm it. And one more thing, too, just to keep in the back of your mind, there is no criminal penalty for owing money. There's no such thing as debtors' prisons. We haven't had them here since like the 1700s.
So you're not going to jail for a bad debt, but you could get sued and have your wages garnished. That means money is taken directly from your paycheck before you even see it. And if you skip the court hearing, you lose automatically. Don't ever ignore a court summons. So let's say I have an old debt. Is there a statute of limitations?
Yes, there is. Statute of limitations vary state by state. In New York State, it's 6 years. That debt can remain on your credit report for up to 7 years, but you're no longer responsible for owing it after 6 years.
Each state has its own statute of limitations regulating debt collection, or in other words, a law that limits when a creditor can sue over a debt.
And it's very important to be mindful of this stuff because you actually reset the statute of limitations if you acknowledge a debt or if you make a payment on it.
If you acknowledge or make a payment on an old debt, even when it's past the statute of limitations, you've just given them permission to sue you.
The best thing to do is to talk to a nonprofit financial counselor. There's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of different things, different paths you could go. And if it's not immediately clear to you what you should do, you should definitely seek help.
This stuff is complicated. But let's assume you talked to a financial counselor and decided you want to pay off an old debt. How do you negotiate with a debt collector?
A lot of debts are bought and sold now. Sometimes for pennies on the dollar up to, 10 cents on the dollar. They don't get paid unless you pay. So you're actually holding all the cards in this scenario. First, negotiate all the interest, penalties, and late fees away. Secondly, try to come up with a figure. Most collection agencies will knock off a good chunk of your bill if you're offering to pay it out.
Brandon told us off camera that debt collectors usually collect 3 to 6% of the debt that they buy. You should keep that in mind when you negotiate and start low. There's something Brandon didn't tell us.
A forgiven debt is considered income by the IRS. If you settle a bill and it's more than $600, there could be tax consequences to that. You're gonna get a 1099 from that company.
One last thing. If you write a letter telling a debt collector to stop calling you, they are not allowed to call again. If they continue, tell them you're submitting a complaint to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and your state's Attorney General's office. I'm Neko White, signing off.
Hello? How much? All right, good job. 4,300 on the board.